Hey guys, Mr. H, I'm going to do question number 3 from the June 2024 Regents. This one says, which equation is always true? Now, when I see that word always true, then I know that means that no matter what number I use, because that's what it's saying, no matter what number you choose, it's going to be always true. So what I like to do for questions like this is I like to kind of get kind of a weird number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I am going to do a negative $1.24. I'm going to store that into X, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to key these. I'm going to key one of these in until I find one that gives me a true statement. So how I would do it, I would use a calculator. Now I could graph these as well, but I think storing is a better option for this one. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to go here. Let me get rid of this. Don't want to save it. I'm going to go here. Bam. And then I'm just going to store. I'm going to take negative $1.24. I'll even put one more, and I'm going to store that into the variable X. Now, I'm just going to key in the first choice. So this is X squared times X to the third. And then I'm going to use the equal sign. Now, the equal sign is a variable, a Boolean variable. And all that means is that the only thing it's going to do is give you a true or false. It's not going to give you it's not going to tell you a value. It's just going to say true or false. All right. And then the right-hand side of the equation was X to the fifth. All right. Now, if I press enter, it says true. Now, I could choose another number. In fact, I will. Let's pick another number. I'm going to say a negative 3.3, oops, 3.64, just a bunch of random numbers, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to store that into X. Boom. And then I'm just going to copy it again. Now, when I press enter, I get a true statement. So this is saying, no matter what number I put in there, I'm getting true. So this one is always true because this is the actual exponent rules. When you see a product, you simplify components, you keep the same base, and you add the exponents, which is what this is saying. So basically, that's all you need. Now, if you don't know the exponent rule, and I know a lot of you have forgotten it, you can still use the calculator and the store key and the equal or the Boolean variable equal sign and find out what gives you a true or false. By the way, let me show you something. If I go 3 to the x power, this is the second choice. I just want to show you what it's going to look like. And then I do times 3 to the second, 3 squared, and it says it should be equal to 9, 2 to the x power. So 2x, right? When I press enter, I get a false statement. So that means this one isn't always true no matter what number you use. So that's what you basically are doing. You're just looking for the one that gives you true false. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to post this. Remember, every time or anytime you see something in the multiple choice section that says always true and they give you some expressions, just plug in a kind of a random number. Don't use irrational though, because those are kind of funky a little bit. But any kind of rational number you plug in, and basically if it's true, it should always be true. All right. So I'm going to stop and post this.